October 10, 2023. Micro Community by Marcus Giovanni. When you think about micro communities and the way Denver is building micro communities for the homeless so that they can do their drugs inside, it's almost like one of those places that harm reductions and let's give them some clean needles and let them do drugs in front of us. And they appease the people. Instead of Denver thinking about being rich and having value to their properties, they add these properties to the mix and it destroys the neighborhoods around that they serve. Look at the other micro communities. It's all baloney, folks. They'll tell you that it's working, though. You still see homelessness. You still see, because these people do not want homelessness. I interviewed a couple of them. This guy pulled into his pocket, right? He put his hand in his pocket, pulled out a wad. He says, "I got $1,000. You know what I'm gonna do with this?" I go, "You got $1,000?" He goes, "I make about $400 a day to support my habit." And what do you do? And he goes, "All I do, I just get the sign, man." And we put the signs out, and you know, we they need to build us a party den, a place where we can just do drugs and beg for money, and that's the way it is. And I go, "How did you end up like this?" I got kicked out of my house because I was doing drugs. Oh. So when you think about the micro community, and when you think of communities like Pacific Palisades and Martha Vineyard, they kicked all those people out. And no way, man. Even the Democrats said, nope. The sensible Denver Democrats came out and said, nope, get them out of here. Now all these sanctuary cities are going to be getting what they deserve. And all the citizens that have been voting for this, they're going to get what they deserve. And it's sad because we all deserve prosperity and the pursuit of happiness. But the migrants that are coming over from who are going to fill those micro communities, they're taking vets out of hotels to put illegal immigrants that are coming across our border. And the thing you understand is we're in trouble, folks. Israel just got bombed, just like how Afghanistan, they went in with these little micro groups, right? And they took over all their government offices, you know? And so now that's what they did to Israel. And so when you look at all the illegals that are coming in, this is what's going to happen. And then the leaders are all protected, so they don't need to worry, and we're just collateral damage. So when you look at the big pictures of how things are going and how things aren't changing and they're getting worse toward like Battle of Armageddon, when you start picking on Israel, when you start doing these things, and our adversaries are watching us, man. They're watching us closely. And so all those migrants that came across the border, we don't know who they were. That plane load of people, that first plane load that came across from Afghanistan, when you had all those people hanging on the plane, and they showed pictures of people running next to it, and they all had smiles, flipping peace signs. They didn't look like a distraught community. Then when they showed you inside the plane, what was in the plane, it was all men. There weren't no kids, there weren't no women, it was men. So when you look at what you see and they tell you, are you going to believe what you see or believe what they tell you? Well, this is where we're at right now. And so the whole world is the enemy now. And now all the citizens of the world are now going to be, all their sons and daughters are going to be put into military harm's way. And there's nothing we're going to be able to do about it because good people stood by and watched it happen. All the people that said my vote don't count, well, the ones that did vote, it did count. So that whole thing, and then they say, oh, well, if you're going to vote, vote for somebody. No, if you're going to vote, don't vote for anybody, but hand in your ballot as protest. So when you look at Mayor Mike Johnston, who's an attorney whose obligation is to uphold the law, who needs to restore the Spear Amendment after February 6, 2023, when I filed for an emergency hearing on my own with the Denver District Court, courtroom 414, presiding judge Andrew Luxon. And when you look at Andrew Luxon's meta tags of his experiences, and yet when I asked about the Spear Amendment, Michelle Horn, assistant city attorney, Michelle Horn blasted with glee, "We haven't enforced that law in years." And then Andrew Luxon, Judge Luxon says, "Okay, that's good enough for me. Well, Giovanni, you can go fuck yourself."